If you guys are wanting to take your gameplay to the next level, MyShman.com, ebooks, coaching, exclusive ebooks to members, and exclusive live streams to members as well. Be sure to check it out. Link down below in the description. Enjoy the rest of this video. What is up, YouTube? It's T-Master bringing you guys the last part. It's the last part of the Bucks mini scheme. As always, we are in Gun Bunch. Now, I believe this one is unique as well to the Buccaneers playbook. It's Bucks Bunch. So, it sounds, fairly unique to it. So, this particular play isn't my favorite play, though it is still good. What we're creating on the right side of the field is a high-low read. Now, there's a couple different things you can do with your tight end and your lone wide receiver. I'm going to go ahead and block my running back. Personally, I don't like check and release. I just don't. I don't know why. It's just me personally. So, one thing you could do, now this is similar to corner strike in this aspect, though. In corner strike, I wouldn't want to run it like this. For this play, if this is a cover 3, what you can do, you can put B on a fading. You're probably starting to pick up on those tendencies. You're fading B anytime there's your slot receivers on a corner out. That's just to help pull out the inside third. Next, what you can do, you can create a high-low read on the left side of the field by dragging your tight end. Now, this is a great way to attack a cover 4. The tricky part of this is, since your tight end only lines up against the offensive line, he develops a lot quicker than this little in route, dig route. I'm not entirely sure what you could call this. It's kind of like a C route, but not. But he develops a lot faster, so it'd be a lot easier for this to be usered. Now, you could run this stock against cover 3 as is, and you can see it's going to get open. A is open. If you wait just a little bit longer, the corner out will get open as well. So, here's another thing you can do. This is similar to corner strike. You can zig your tight end and you can fade your B receiver and then obviously block your running back. Now, this little Z in route, I don't know what you could call this to be honest, but that little special in route is a great way to distract the user if they decide to chase it. You can fit it in a high point, and this is why Julio Jones is over there, because he is tall, he is big, and he is strong. He has great catching ability as well, especially a spec catcher, aka ad catch. Spec catch, ad catch, potato, potato. So we're gonna go ahead, snap the ball again right here. Very simple high-low read. If they decide to take away that outside third and put a deep half there, or put the outside third into a flat without putting any kind of deep zone, that is going to be wide open. It's a very basic thing to do. So right here, you could try and leave this stock. The problem if you leave this stock is your tight end is, I guess you could consider that an out route, corner route. It's a funky little angle route kind of deal. It's a mixture of all three of those, to be honest. The problem with that is RB and A are then going to be in the same general vicinity. And the biggest issue with running this play stock is, you notice how many receivers are going to be in the same area. You got corner out in the same area as A, you got B over the same side, you got X coming over to the same spot as RB and A. So that's a really bad route combination ran stock. Another way that you could set this up is you could fade your tight end and you could put you could put B on a zig route, and then obviously block your running back. Now you can put him on a wheel route, you can put him on a streak, you can put him on a little hitch route like that. I personally just like to block him. Now if you notice they're picking up on it, another setup you can do is you can put your running back on a hitch, and that's YY down on the D-pad or YY down on the left stick. Either or works. Now for MUT guys, Gun Bunch is your best friend. Use it. Use Deep Route Runner, use Elite Route Runner. Use Deep Runner particularly on the lone receiver. So in this case it would be X. Now for MUT, you guys can put him on a post route. This will make this play so freaking deadly that it is practically impossible to stop if you're going against a player that isn't so good at the game. So we're gonna go ahead and snap the ball. This is a different setup that I may run. You can see you can get RB open late, possession catch, dot. As long as you pass lead it to the outside, if you pass lead it up, the corner is going to be able to have the ability to get leverage on the ball, get underneath it, and pick it off very easily. So if you pass lead it outside and down, it's going to help fit that tight window, fit that ball in that tight window a lot better. Now, of course, if they shade it underneath, the corner out is going to be your option every single time. Now, right here, corner out isn't going to be so much of an option. You see, the curl flat's going to play this little corner out way better, and in turn, you're going to have a little 5-yard check down on a zig. Now, you can put B on a flat route instead as well. That's going to play a lot different. I'll show you guys what happens then. Watch the curl flat. Curl flat then goes straight down, and we get immediately shedded. But the curl flat, if you were to put your receiver on a flat route instead of a zig route, the curl flat is then going to come straight down to the flats as if it's a hard flat, and that's going to allow you to be able to get your corner out wide open. Now, there's another setup you can do as well to pull the flat down immediately, and that's put A on a flat route and then fade B. So we're going to go ahead and snap the ball. You can see that time right there, it didn't work as well, but it does eventually pull that curl flat. The curl flat abandons the corner out and then comes down to flat. I had to think about that for a little bit. But another option as well, you notice, if you're going against the CPU, this is how I like to run against cover 3, just because I like to pull that curl flat down. If you're going against the CPU, watch the hook curl. The hook curl just altogether abandons that middle of the field. I don't know why. There should be a match principle behind it, but he abandons the middle of the field, and then you notice you have that delayed in route coming across the field for an easy almost 10-yard, 20-yard, it could be a 20-yard gain if you manage to spin somebody out, juke somebody out, maybe even truck somebody. Very easy, but unfortunately we're just getting shedded to high heaven. So let's try that one more time. We're going to put B on a flat. Now, the reason we fade A, and here's a big thing I would suggest. If you're going to put a receiver on the same side of the tight end, the receiver either has to be ridiculously slow or the tight end has to be ridiculously fast. For regs, the person I would suggest is Evan Ingram. For Mutt, the guy I would suggest, I cannot think of his name right now. He's, I think, like a 97 overall. But Shannon Sharp would work. Evan Ingram would work. George Kittle would work. There's one other guy. I cannot think of his name. You can let me know down below in the comment section. Whatever that guy's name is, he would be your best option. He's the fastest tight end in the game currently. Of course, George Kittle is always an option. He has good speed as well. So just keep that in mind if you are going to do this kind of setup where you're going to fade your tight end instead. Be sure your tight end is fast, and preferably faster than wide receiver. Yes, that's going to sound impossible, but that one tight end, whatever his name is, I'm pretty sure it can do it. So just keep that in mind. So we're going to go ahead and snap the ball. You can see in regs, it works all right. It's not necessarily the best, but it still is able to work. As you can see, we're able to fit a dot to the outside. Possession catch, toe drag, swag, easy money. So this is just how I'd attack cover 3. Cover 2, it's the setup for every coverage, I'll be frank with you guys, is the exact same. It's just about making the open reads. So you just gotta find the open guy and throw to him. That's pretty much it. So I'll show you guys in cover 2. Cover 2, you can leave this as a simple smash concept, and what you can do right here, you can streak A. Now, if they don't put a inside third with their linebacker, one of the 3, it's generally the middle linebacker is who they put on a inside third, then you're gonna have a very easy touchdown. So to go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about, B is gonna get open late, RB is gonna get open early, and wow, we just got bailed out right there. RB gets open early and B gets open late, and then A, of course, if they don't put it inside third, since this is the CPU, they're not going to, it's gonna be open for a touchdown. Of course, this is practice mode, so practice mode is going to be, that was the worst throw I've ever seen. Practice mode is going to be a lot different. The sheds are going to be toned up times 50. So just keep that in mind. Now, for a cover 2, if they're running an inside third, the way to attack a cover 2 is the sidelines. So I'm going to go ahead and set it up as is. Instead of having an out route, I'm going to put a zig route on the field. That's to help the cloud flat drop back, because the zig route acts like it's going to be a drag for a brief second and then cuts back to the outside. So we're going to go ahead and snap the ball. Zig route. Bam. It gets a lot more open than a simple out route does. Now, an out route, you'll notice, is going to be a little different. We're going to go ahead and leave it out route, streak our tight end. You notice the corner out gets open very early, but that again is a tight window, and the vertical hook will generally play that pretty well unless they are on that manually. Now, if you guys are wondering, okay, well, what if they double flat one side? Let's just assume that vertical hook was in a hard flat and the cloud flat was still there. So that is another option as well. So we're gonna go ahead instead streak. If that was to be a double flatted side, that tight end's gonna be wide open on a streak. So here's something. I'll grab another controller. I'll be right back and show you guys something that your opponents may do to you. All right, so we've got a controller. We've got all the plays set up. So I'm gonna go ahead and set it up like I would usually. So we're gonna zig. You can zig your B receiver. That's YB right on the right stick, or you could just do out YB right on the D-pad or right on the left stick. Either one works. I like a zig route, and we're gonna go ahead double flat one side of the field. So, and then we'll put this linebacker in the middle third. We're gonna hop on this guy, and this is kind of something that if they're picking up on your tendencies, this is maybe an adjustment they might do. Now, this isn't guaranteed every single time. It may be different, maybe the same, maybe not. I don't know. But this may be something that they do to take away the double flat, and then they're going to go ahead use this guy. You notice the tight end is actually open immediately. Since they double flatted that one side of the field, the tight end is now free to throw up the seam, I guess is what you could consider this, right up the middle of the field. So we're going to go ahead, double flat that side of the field, put this guy on the outside third. They might do something similar to this. I'm going to put that guy on a hard flat, actually. And then we're going to set this up. I'm going to hop off the linebacker, and you'll see A is open immediately. Now, of course, he drops that, but the idea still remains. If they're double flatting, you can take your tight end right up the vertical. Very easy, quick 5-yard dot. Now, if your tight end is fast and that linebacker is slow and there's a big mismatch between the two, then you can still get away with splitting the safeties, provided your tight end is quick enough. Now, for MUT players, it's going to be very difficult because sadly, most linebackers can keep up with a 99 wide receiver at this point in the year. Makes me kind of laugh, but that's just how it's going to work for MUT. Regs, you can get away with a lot more. MUT's going to be a lot more challenging, so just keep that in mind. So this is just how I would set it up. Again, cover 4, cover 3, cover 2. Man defense. Man defense can be very tricky. I'm not going to do it in a game of regs. It wouldn't really give it much justice behind it. Man defense is probably one of the most OP defenses if you have a bad team. If you guys are in MUT and you have an 80 overall team going against a 98 overall team and they run man defense stock, it's going to be bagged. Every play you're going to run is going to be bagged. Except comeback routes. Comeback routes kill man coverage no matter the overall. They will destroy it. So just keep that in mind. Double moves don't really work, but comeback routes are money against man defense. So with that being said, I've already gone. The setup is practically the exact same. There's no difference between cover 3, cover 2, cover 4. You can leave the out route. I like to have them on a zig route. Streak my tight end against cover 2, fade my tight end against cover 4 and cover 3 and cover 6. Cover 6 can be a little tricky. You got to determine what side the deep half is on, and then you can go from there. But in general, always fade your tight end. If you are 100% sure and 100% dead certain that it is a cover 2 and that they are not middle third and one of the linebackers, streak them, pass lead it to the inside, and that's a touchdown. So that's going to take care of this video, and that's going to actually take care of this little mini scheme series I've been going on for the Buccaneers Gun Bunch. If there is anything else you guys would like me to cover, please feel free to let me know down below in the comment section as well. Check out my Twitch down below in the description. I'm trying to start doing some live streaming. It's gonna be probably once a week, if that. That's just so we can play some music so I don't get copyright strikes over here on YouTube. So just keep that in mind, and until next time, this has been T-Meister. See ya.